Hey everyone, what's up? Nice to see you. The two that are in here, let's go. Come on, let's get everybody in here. Welcome to Talkin Tuesdays. What's up, Chops? How's it going? The original person behind the pit. We have a special guest that the cooking Whoa, hey, what's up? So we have a special guest. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce her right now. She is the one and only awesome TikToker and Instagrammer and chef and everything else in between, mom, wife, all this stuff. Without further ado, here is the blonde chef.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Good. It's
My
so cold.
barbecue sensei.
Yeah, right. So how's it going this Tuesday?
Oh, it's pretty good. It was my day off.
Oh, it is.
So, yeah.
You're a lot,
Yeah,
you're a lot chiller. All right.
yeah, because I didn't have to like do stuff today. I mean, I did a few things, but
Right. Okay.
mostly I got to hang out and relax.
Right. So, well, let's get started. So this is part two. We had our first session on the Instagram, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then so uh this is a little different. We got some good, you know, some good background of you. We don't need to go through all of that. If you want to just go ahead and introduce yourself to the YouTube audience, the whole one person that's in here right now. Well, come on, you guys, share this live. By the way, let's try to get some people in here and show some support to the blonde chef and all that kind of good stuff. So appreciate everybody coming on in, and just go ahead. The floor is yours.
All right. Well, I'm Madeline. I have been cooking professionally for over 15 years. And the answer is yes. Is she a real chef? I am. I went to culinary school. I've been in the industry for a very long time now, and I am the executive chef over 3 different properties. I have a winery called Kaya Vineyards, and then there's a resort, which is the Dahlonega Resort and Vineyard, and then we have a third one that's called Sylvan Valley Lodge, and that is where my headquarters for our new catering company will be, which is called Star of the South. So we've got a lot of different things going on, and besides all of
Hold
that,
up,
oh,
hold up. New catering company? Okay, we'll touch on that. So
yeah,
mental note. We'll touch on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Well, besides all of the career stuff, I've got 2 kids. My son is going to be 4 this upcoming weekend, and my daughter is 5. So that's very exciting. She's in kindergarten this year, so it's like a whole different level. What's up? And oh, I don't know about a legend, but thank you, David. Yeah, and I got a husband, and we're doing all these different things on the side. He makes candles,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say he does the candle things and stuff, right?
yeah, I've actually, if I move, we got candles.
Oh, those are
We
nice.
Yeah,
Little
we
wine bottles.
upcycle wine bottles because we work at wineries, both of us do.
Right.
And we're working with other wineries, and he's got several accounts where he makes all of the wineries wine bottles with their label on it for them.
Nice.
And then he does like corporate stuff too, but it's something that we never really expected to do, and it kind of happenstanced, and then here we are making candles on
Right?
top of everything else.
Yes. So that leads into our first kind of discussion. So just being busy and busy lives. I
Yeah.
mean, so like that's got to have some sort of impact on both of you, or let's just concentrate on you and your mental health and how you take care of all of that, and still have time for me time, if you get any.
Yeah. Me time, it's not really a thing right now. Sometimes I get a little bit, but in general, things are go, go, go. And, it's not always going to be like that. So I kind of remind myself of that on a regular basis. And I also am a workaholic.
Mm.
I really like to work. And then sometimes I push myself too hard and I do too much. And then I'm just, I realize one day that I'm exhausted. I'm just
Right.
absolutely exhausted. And then I kind of it's like a spiral from there.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people have noticed lately, probably in I guess the last probably 2 weeks, I've been not really on my social media
Not.
a whole lot.
Yeah. Yep.
I've reeled it in a lot, and it's just because there's so much going on right now that by the time I get home, by the time I have any time to myself, I don't have anything to share.
Mm.
There's nothing there. I can't even start to explain all the things that are happening half the time. It's just like each week I should have brought it with me so I could show it off. I got this time tracker calendar, and I every week at our we have so BEO meeting. It's banquet event order. So we go over all the events for the week, and I use it as our weekly meeting for all the managers to talk about what's happening, because we have 3 properties, and we have lodging, and we have the winery, we have tastings, we have the regular restaurant with breakfast, lunch, and dinner and brunch services. So that's all the different menus with just that. And the other property has a cafe in it. So there's another menu there. And then the other one serves breakfast every morning to the lodging guests. So it's like there's all this juggling of all these things. And
Right.
we've had like back to back to back events. Our sales chick, she's killing it. She's booking all these corporate retreats. She's booking all these weddings. And we're just going really, really hard right now because it's also a tourist town where all these wineries are. And we're one of the larger ones. And so we just get so many people up there during this time of year, looking at the color changing leaves and in the mountains. And it just turns into this madhouse this time of year. And we're almost through it, luckily.
So, but I mean, like personally, so how are you getting through that? I mean, workaholic, a lot of times that's kind of like a wall that you put up, to not pay attention to yourself, to not,
Yeah.
to avoid
Yeah.
any kind of, like just negativity that you might have. So, I mean,
I get dark sometimes.
right.
And it's easier to channel all of that energy and all of those feelings into my job and like just get it done, but it is hard. Like once I end my week, I'm so exhausted, like mentally, physically, just I have so many people that have expectations for what I'm supposed to be doing. And
Mhm.
that's not just my bosses, my employees, my other co-managers, my husband, my children, the dogs, like everybody's got so many expectations. And I think that for me is the heaviest part of it all
Mhm.
is, and I'm a perfectionist when it comes to those types of things. Like, am I meeting these expectations? Or am I unknowingly not meeting these expectations? Where am I at? And sometimes I just have to turn it off
Yeah.
because I have to not care. I have to just stop caring if I'm meeting them from time to time because I'm doing the very best that I can. And I
Right.
try to give myself grace on that. And it's not always easy. I mean, we're the
Yeah.
hardest on ourselves, right?
So, what do you do for like relaxation? I mean, what do you do to wind down? What do you do in your spare time that kind of takes you away from all this other junk that you got to deal with?
um, I eat and I watch TV.
Okay, watch TV. So what are you currently watching that's like, if you say Squid Game, I swear.
No, no. Blacklist.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I actually just finished it. Or the last whatever the last season on Netflix is. I think it's season 8, something like
Or
that.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's not really the show itself, it's the escape from my world into
Yes.
something else.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, we all kind of need that, you know. But
Yeah, I got
so
really into this new He-Man the other day with my kids though. They were sick and there's this new He-Man on
really,
Netflix and it's wicked good, man. You should watch it
really,
with your
okay,
yeah, with your
okay.
son. Yeah, like it's awesome. I
I
loved it.
totally didn't even. I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I've
we're
been
going
so
around the house saying I have the power, like all over the place.
see. I've been so busy with my life. I haven't had time to watch anything or even realize like what is on. I mean, I did end up watching the Squid Game thing, which is actually pretty good. I have to say, it's kind of crazy, but yeah. Uh, Hopefully I'm saying his name right. Stav Gibb. That's a Barbecue Fight Club International on Instagram.
Oh, cool.
And he said it's pretty good. The He-Man, I'm assuming. So you have. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
You have recently got a Weber kettle and
Yeah.
started actually learning, and by all means, not just learning. I mean, because you're doing great, but grilling, like with charcoal and all that kind of stuff. Describe.
I so yeah, I love it. I'm in love with it. I I was thinking about it for months. Like I wanted to buy some sort of grill and I'm very, very picky. I'm extremely particular about all sorts of things. Like
Mhm.
I can't decide on I need new shoes for work and I can't decide on any. So I just haven't bought any for like 3 months now because I just
Right.
can't make my mind up. So buying a grill for my house was kind of the big important decision for me and I kept on going back and forth and I was looking at all these really cool expensive things. I'm like, what if it's not worth it? What if I don't have time? Like, am I going to be mad? Is Greg going to yell at me because I'm not using something that I just dropped all this money on? Because he does stuff like that. And one day we were just at Home Depot and I always go look at all the grills, no matter, even though I already know it's there, I just go and I look at them all. I can't
Right.
help myself. And I look at all the accessories and I don't know, I'm obsessed. So so I was over there and I was looking and I was just looking at the prices on the Weber kettles and I was just like, why the heck would I not just buy one?
Right.
Like it's just so fairly priced. So they didn't have any of you, like you're always talking about the Master Touch. So I was like,
Uh-uh.
I'm not going to get one that's not a Master Touch. And they didn't have any in stock. And I was like, no, I want to buy it now. I want to buy it right freaking now. And they had the one with the little on the wheels with a little table that popped up and it had all the other Master Touch features. So I was like, sold. And I was like, I went and grabbed my husband from like the plumbing aisle and I was like, I need you to come lift this for me.
Right.
I had stuck it in the cart and went around the rest of Home Depot with him with my new grill.
Heck yeah. So yeah. So now that you've had it for quite a while, what's your favorite thing to grill on a charcoal on a kettle?
Wings.
Really? Oh wow.
100%, 130% the wings. I
Nice.
I can't get enough of it and I'm not super skilled like you are yet. And so like different ones have been different and not all of them have been perfect.
Mhm.
And then like we had an old bag of wings in the freezer that I pulled out and did on it, and
Right.
it was completely different than doing the fresh
Yes.
ones.
Then fresh. Yes.
Yeah, and now I'll never do frozen wings ever
Yeah,
freaking
I know,
again. That
right?
was awful. It was awful. It was like I couldn't get it to have that same juicy on the inside, crunchy on the outside consistency. It was more tough.
Right.
We love
So
wings.
so what do you season your wings with?
Blazing Star.
I just yeah, heck yeah, you do. Um
Yeah, we well, like after you and like like interacting with Mike so much, I had to support the company. And so I went and I bought the whole setup. I bought like his package or whatever. And yeah, I bought his package, y'all. Anyway, so the minute I opened the steak one, I was like in love.
The beef rub.
Yeah, because like the smell on it is just amazing, and then once you actually use it, it's fantastic, and it's got the big chunks of the pepper in it. Oh, I'm a big fan. And then I like to mix that one with the Reaper rub sometimes.
Yeah.
But not when my kids are eating it because they're not super into spicy yet. When my kids are eating it, I use the pork and rub on my wings.
There you go.
And then the all-in-one is is my go-to now for all of my potatoes and vegetables that I do on my grill.
Isn't it insane on veggies? Like I love it on veggies.
Like it makes the whole thing easier for me because I'm always like, oh, I'm just going to make my own stuff because I just don't really want to waste my money on other people's products and everything I myself. And every once in a while I go out on a limb and I try somebody else's product and like that is a product I can get behind and something that I will be repurchasing when I'm run out.
Right.
So it's nice and that's what TikTok did for me.
Blazing Star.
Worth every penny. Blazing Star barbecue, y'all.
Yeah, and you kind of said it like especially like with the all-in-one. I mean, what's awesome, it's not a rub. It's definitely just a seasoning.
Yeah.
And it's really nice, like where you could just you can use it with the other Blazing Star stuff. You still get different flavors, but it coincides with each other, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I like to grill onions a lot. Like whenever I'm making things on the like steak on the grill, I like to do onions and peppers with it. And I like to put that stuff on my onions. It's fantastic. Yeah. Goes on everything these days.
I don't want to turn this into a Blazing Star commercial or anything, but
sorry, Blazing Star.
No, it's all right. So you have not tried the Scorpion yet, right?
Not yet, no.
Oh, you got to.
It's on the list. I'm working on it, but I've been taking I've had a huge break from grilling at home and at work. So like that
was my next discussion there. So I have noticed on your social medias, mainly your TikTok, that you've been doing like the pastries, the desserts, the other stuff aside from the smoking, like you have been for a while. So what's the deal with that?
Well, that's what I actually do.
Oh.
That I don't have a barbecue restaurant of any kind. Right. I don't do any barbecue competitions. I smoke things because I like doing it. And I happen to have a big smoker, which is a whole story in and of itself.
Right.
And I didn't choose it. It was there when I got there. And I just happened to have been spending the previous year and a half learning how to smoke something on something quite not as nice as that one is.
Right.
So I've had to rein it in on the smoking right now because I've got to put out all these weddings and all of the private events and semi-private events that we have going on at the resort and at the winery. And our stuff is more upscale and, I don't have a pastry chef right now. So when there's specialty desserts that need to be made, I used to be a pastry chef.
You are, yes. I was going to say you used to be, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very capable of making those things happen. And it's just, and like I said, I've got multiple locations. So like, I'm not necessarily always in the kitchens cooking either. A lot of times I'm going different places and and I also handle our front of the house and that,
wow.
Yeah. So I'm kind of more, I like to call it chef and B. I'm kind of like our F&B director and at the winery, it's less so because we don't really have real servers there. They're wine stewards and they do mostly tastings and then they just like ring people's food up and you get a buzzer and it's like a whole cafe style.
Okay.
But at the main restaurant, like we have a lot of different things going on with the front of the house. And, I have to manage my front of the house manager and make sure that I'm doing weekly walkthroughs with him and making sure things are getting taken care of for the property. And we have a lot of property to look at, and different locations within all of that. So it's my job doesn't necessarily allow me to always do what I really love to do. And that's okay too, because it's just another facet of what I'm capable of.
So with that said, this new catering thing, so are we gonna make an announcement that you're quitting your job in a couple months, or what?
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh my gosh! On top of this,
it's we're doing it together.
Okay, so
I'm doing it with that. Listen, I every once in a while things get really tough, and you have you question yourself and what exactly you're doing, and if you're on the right path, and if you're doing the right thing. And I've been blessed to come to a place where the ownership is very much human and very much into developing people and supporting people's dreams and to doing those types of things. And we had a huge discussion one day, and it was one of the most wonderful things that has happened to me in a really, really long time, because some of the conversation was a really hard conversation, talking about, was this what I wanted? Was this where I needed to be? That sort of thing. And then hearing him talk to me about his perspective and, pulling me outside of my own, taking a step back and looking at the whole entire thing. I think it's very, very important to sometimes slow yourself down and allow somebody to share with you their perspective. And he is a truly amazing man. And if I had a dad, I wish he was like this man. I mean, he literally is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever met in my life. So with all of that, we started this catering company out of the third property that we bought has a very large kitchen that's going to be perfect for catering. And we bought the van, and he had it wrapped, and we named the company Star of the South Catering and Events because he said that's what he thinks of me. Aww. And I'm telling you, so we're wrapping all of that in, and he's supporting me through this whole entire journey. And I'm tying my career with this place, and we're going to do big things.
Right.
I'm getting really great people in the right places. I have a sous chef that's still learning, but really, really good at a lot of things at the resort right now. He's somebody I've been mentoring for a while, and he's learning right now. And we've got a really great team over there. And then I've got an amazing sous chef over at the winery property who's been there for a really long time and is just super nice guy, knows how to take care of things, always keeps things running smooth. And then I've got somebody I'm hopefully about to hire for our catering chef position. So is that I'll do it.
I'll fill out an application.
Yeah, I mean, so it's all I'm a really good planner, and I'm really good at juggling multiple things. And like I said, I bought this time tracker and to map out every hour of my day. And when I'm working 4 weeks ahead of myself. I've always got 4 weeks planned out, and it's really allowed me. Well, the thing is, I was getting overwhelmed. And when I had this big conversation with my ownership, I also had this conversation at the same time with our VP who runs everything. Right. And these two talked to me about all these things, and she was trying to be helpful with other ways to help me organize myself. And she suggested that time tracker to me, and I bought it, and I've cut my hours down to 60 hours a week. It's great. I mean, and this is the busiest time of year. So that means I'm actually operating very efficiently, and all the little pieces are coming together, and it's going to be really, really awesome.
Okay. So let's dive into this a little bit more. I know one of your passions and one of your goals was to introduce fine dining barbecue.
Yes.
So please tell me that some of this catering includes such.
I'm hoping to tie all of that in. Yes. We have a barbecue package already on our catering and wedding event menus right now that we're running
Nice.
out of the resort.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to expand on that in different ways. And really, I want to include a lot of that stuff into the restaurant itself.
Mhm.
Like I'm dreaming of all these different dishes that I want to do. And one of the most recent things I'm really excited about is I want to do some smoked duck. I'm a big duck fan, and
Okay.
I think some smoked duck breasts would be just fire, man.
And then some wings, kind of like what we were talking about off on the side, like some of that kind of recipe, like
Yeah,
the
I mean, I'm planning on. I've got some really cool fall winter style recipes that I'm going to start doing with like the basic chicken and wings and things like that at home. And some of it I'm going to tie into work once I can fire up my smoker at work because I just can't wait to get it going again. It's just sitting out there so lonely, and it's like the leaves are falling around it, and I'm like, oh, it's lonely.
yeah. But yeah, remember we were talking about that, like the garlic infused
Yeah,
oil
yeah.
uh with gosh, what was it? The homemade, like the little the squishy balls, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the spheres.
Yes, the sphere.
Yes. Sphere, you want to do sphere?
You
I
tried to
can't even
talk
say it
me
right
into
now.
making those.
It would be really cool.
Yes.
It would be really
And
cool.
I'm still actually interested in doing that. So you gotta we'll definitely be messaging because I really want to bring some stuff like that to
I
the
I'm
barbecue
hoping
community as
so
well.
so things are going to slow down a little bit where we have less events going on. So I'm going to have time to start experimenting for my new menus and stuff like that. So I'm going to start messing with that. You know, the things.
Yes.
Yeah, those things, the round ones, and they pop in your mouth. Yeah,
Yes.
those.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna start experimenting because I have this whole like cool spherification kit at work and everything with all like the droppers and everything like that, so I can get some nice perfect balls.
So now that we're on this conversation, let's just, further this out. So don't they what would you think of like a boba tea glaze?
For the wings?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually think it's genius because people
Because
love the
that's
boba
what
stuff anyway.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
if you kind of incorporated something like that with like almost like a berry flavor with like an Earl Grey type of thing, and like I don't know, I'm just thinking all this kind of crazy stuff.
I wonder if you could smoke tapioca pearls.
Right. I wouldn't see why not.
That would be cool. Oh
Right.
my God, I just made a whole dish in my head.
Yes. Exactamundo. You see, this is why we have a good chemistry.
Oh my God.
I
We need to
s-
put we need to put it on duck though. We
but
need to put it on my
yes,
duck
right.
because the boba tea on the duck with smoked tapioca pearls, I could do them on the plate where I could set them on little dots of the sauce. We could, oh my God.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So yeah, so when you come in to help with the menu development.
Right? No joke, dude. It's just for me, it's like so much like I just do things at home, and not everyone is so experimental as I am. I mean, me as well, I gotta say I'm a basic fill in the blank, but you know, like but I just I love to like incorporate things that other people don't, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's because you find joy in cooking.
Right.
You
So
really love it.
So Blazing Star is saying so you can definitely smoke them.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
I don't know where I can find tapioca pearls, but I'm going to find them. I'm going to be calling all my purveyors like, "Hey, I need tapioca pearls."
Yeah. I'm
That
sure it would be so easy to get.
I'm hoping so. I almost want to like look it up on Cisco's shop right
Yeah, I
now.
was gonna say Cisco should probably have like
I'm hoping they do.
vats of it.
I'm not going to do it. It's fine. I can wait till later.
Yeah,
See, now I'm thinking about work again. This is what I'm talking about. And it's because I love it. I love it.
Blazing Star. He has easy access to some killer flavors in my garage. That's our running joke. Maybe it's a joke that I actually live in the Blazing Star garage.
I mean, maybe.
Right?
Do you?
Okay,
He's got a killer view.
So listen to this, Madeline. Blazing Star Barbecue says I could send you a link. I used to make boba tea at my Asian market.
Yes, send me the link. 100%.
Please do.
Yeah, because we're on to something here.
Right. I think this will be great. This will be fantastic. So you can do like a crispy duck with that. With
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
But like the different textures in that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a like a butternut squash puree, but I'm gonna smoke my butternut squash.
Right.
It's gonna be good.
Heck
be really
yeah.
good.
So I got a quick question. So for a chef, so garnish, everything on the plate should be edible or doesn't matter?
It should all be edible.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your craziest garnish that you used that is edible?
Craziest.
Like just out of the box, like what? Okay, so like for example, I believe there's a flower, not an orchid.
There's a lot of flowers you can eat. I've used orchids, I've used the pansies, I've used the little that you can get these little mix boxes and they'll send you all sorts of them, and I think even chrysanthemums are edible or something like that. I don't know. They send you No, don't eat the poinsettias.
I'm just kidding.
Keep your cats away from the poinsettias, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe just leave the poinsettias at the store.
Oh God. Sorry.
Anyway. No, so I don't know if this is crazy or not, but I was running for a Father's Day special. I was running a 3-pound tomahawk ribeye. And the sucker was, huge and like had a huge bone on it. And I had these really cool rectangle plates that were big, and I wanted it to stand up though. I wanted it to basically be like at like that perfect angle where you could see the grill marks and you could see the whole thing. And so I was experimenting, but I didn't want to use anything that you couldn't eat. So I ended up doing a zucchini. I cut them down and made it a little stand, and I did like garnish peels on it and like left it like patterned so it was striped, and then I torched the whole thing so it was like nice and crispy. And then I like actually did like tomatoes next to it, and I pinned the tomatoes to the zucchini with rosemary. And so I created this whole decorative like miniature sculpture with the zucchini and the rosemary. It took a long time.
So that's right. So honestly, the little that I know of you, right? That's what I do love about you is that it does not matter what it takes. You want to put out the best product possible.
Yeah.
Right. And I would go to any restaurant that I knew you were a chef at, because honest to goodness, like I know for a fact that that you put every ounce of effort that you have in that food. And I would just have no doubt. I'd be like, yep. Like Ratatouille, I'd be like, surprise me, you know? Like,
I have people do that,
right.
believe it or not. And it's important though. I mean, we are feeding people, and in the industry I'm in, we are purveyors of memories and experiences. I'm not just feeding people to fill their gut. They're having an entire experience with us, and I want it to be memorable, and I want them to be reminded of flavors that they experienced when they were children. I love it when people tell me, oh, when I tasted it reminded me of XYZ.
Right.
I had a guy that told me that my burger was so amazing and that it reminded him of this burger he had at another winery all these years ago. And I said, what winery was it? And he told me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was when I was there. And he was like, no way. And I described the burger to him in depth, like every single ingredient. And he was like, oh my God, it was you. And I was like, you're welcome.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome. Actually,
Yeah. And that's a, when he was there, it was 2013. And I met this man 2 weeks ago.
But okay, so I mean, let that be a lesson to anyone that is watching this. With what I just said prior to your burger story, it was just a burger, right? And this guy,
No.
I can't say it was just, okay? I mean, I'm simplifying it. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was just a burger. And this guy remembered that burger from years ago.
Yeah.
And was like, oh my God, this is, I mean, and that's how much attention to detail that you spend on your items, your food,
Yeah.
So that's crazy. I think that's amazing, actually.
Do you know who Ernie Johnston is?
That sounds really familiar.
He's a sports newscaster guy. I think he's on Fox, maybe something like that. Anyway, he's been in the industry for a long time, announcing and stuff like that. His wife had come to one of the wineries I worked at and ate one day there with a group of women, and she dragged him back there just to have my soup, and she asked me for the recipe.
No joke, huh?
Yeah. So that's like that's why it matters. Like from the minute you open to the time you close, the last plate that goes out should still be perfect. You can't slack. Like that's what I tell these guys all the time. I'm like, we can have fun, we can have a good time, but there are expectations, there are standards that are set. And if you can't follow them while you're being silly, then don't be silly.
TNT NBA announcer. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. TNT. I was wrong about the Fox. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't follow sports, but he was. But I knew who he was because of my husband, because he followed sports back then.
Nice, that's right. And he's a big basketball guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. That's crazy. So okay, if you were not a chef, what would you do?
Oh God, I don't know. I can't imagine doing anything else, if I'm going to be honest. I've thought about it before too, like when the job got really hard and I started feeling like maybe I didn't want to do it anymore. I've thought about different things that I could do. Thought about being a real estate agent. I'm like, I could sell houses, but I just don't think I could do anything else at this point. The minute that I walked into a kitchen, it was like all the light bulbs turned on, like every last freaking one of them. It was everything that I needed for the way my brain operated. It just makes sense. All of it makes sense. Okay. Like I was diagnosed with ADHD, severe ADHD at a really young age, and I was never medicated for it ever. My mom just was like, no, you gotta learn to deal with it. And so I did. And when the first time that I walked into a kitchen and I saw all the moving parts and all the things happening, it just like all my synapses in my brain just started going off, and I was like, this is perfect.
Nice.
It all worked so well for me. And I mean, a dishwasher job made me drop out of college. I was on the dean's list. I was a double major on the dean's list.
And so what were you? What were you majoring in?
I was English literature and sociology.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe the question or the answer to that would be you would probably be like an English teacher,
Yeah.
a ninth grade English teacher.
Can you imagine? I don't.
No.
Mm, mm. Nope.
Oh
I mean,
my
maybe
goodness.
had I no.
Hey, cheery
This is
anchor.
this is this is me. I mean, like, it was literally like I, I it was like deep in me as soon as I walked into a kitchen and I started doing it, and all the way everything worked, it just felt so right.
Right.
And I never expected to want to do this. This wasn't my goal. Not when I was younger.
Okay,
I
5-year
mean,
plan. 5-year
5-year
plan.
plan.
Let's go. What is it? Where do you see
Uh
yourself?
oh, don't ask me this now.
Oh, yes, I'm going to. Because I know you're very goal
Okay,
oriented.
well, let me give you the
Okay,
backstory on
1
why
year.
I don't
1 year.
have a let me give you the backstory on why I don't have a specific answer. Um,
Okay. Okay, let's
this
go.
this year is a very important year. It's very pivotal in a lot of things. Um, I realized that earlier this year that I have met every adult goal that I had ever set for myself. Every last one of them. I completed them this year.
Okay.
And so upon realizing that, I decided that I was going to set new goals for myself, and um I haven't quite cemented what I want and where I'm going, and I think for the very first time in my life, I'm going with my gut and I'm going with the flow, and I'm just letting things develop naturally. And I'm
Okay.
less like I'm waiting for it to be clear which way I should drive it. Does
Okay.
that make sense?
So, yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. So, in other words, you're learning to kind of take a step back and let things kind of work into place so that um it I think maybe the you because you're such a workaholic, you're so forward thinking that it like really like just like overwhelmed you, right?
Well,
Like to the
really,
point
I want to.
where you never felt like fulfilled even after you completed a goal.
No, I felt very fulfilled every time I
Okay.
complete my goals. I am actually, because I'm so goal oriented. I also and I've you know character traits and all that kind of stuff. I've made sure that I congratulate myself for the things that I accomplish
Okay.
and for the things I complete.
Good,
I
good.
am um I didn't necessarily get a ton of praise as a child, because of my personality and my mom and my sister's personalities. We didn't really mesh that great. Um, and I give myself praise these days because I know when I've done a job well done, and I know when I've failed, and I am very, very real and honest with myself.
Right.
And I feel like being real and honest with yourself is a really, really great way to be successful, because then you understand where your weaknesses are, and you understand when you need to reel it in, and when you need to let go of certain things, and when you need to push through certain things. And it's been a very long road to get to the point where I'm at, to be able to know when to slow down and to be able to handle it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, I've not been, the greatest at things like handling my relationships, because usually the thing that takes the biggest hit is my personal relationship with my husband,
Right. Right. Right.
you know?
So
And
okay, so what are ways that you have learned to adapt to that? Like what have you learned to kind of help that situation?
communication, communication, communication.
Okay. Nice.
um,
I like that.
so my husband and I didn't have the same day off for 8 years.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
Yeah. So now instead of working or taking Saturday, Sunday off like he did for all that time, he now takes Sunday, Monday off.
Nice.
And yeah, and Mondays are almost always my day off. And so we usually get to spend Mondays together and
Oh,
have some us time for the first time in all
nice.
this.
That's actually really cool. So, how long has that been going on?
I think it's less than a year. We
Okay,
started it earlier this year, or maybe, yeah, I think we started earlier this year.
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, and
So,
and at first I was really nervous about it. I thought that he would be annoying and that I would like be really bothered by the fact that he was like infringing on my Madeline Monday and
right,
when
right,
I want to be left alone.
Madeline
I
Monday.
yeah, 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 that's a thing. It's a thing. Um and I was completely wrong about that, which is always great, you know. And now we mostly Mondays are a lot of fun with him. We go out to eat for lunch together and we drink coffee in the morning together. We drop the kids off together. You know, we just kind of do all the things like a little family in the morning and then we get to hang out.
Oh,
And
heck yeah! So, Madeline
yeah,
Mondays have turned into marriage Mondays.
yes. And I think it's been very, very good for our marriage in all
That's
honesty.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that's always a good thing, which is in turn good for your children and just good for the household in general and for your all of your well-beings, like individually.
Yeah, because marriage is hard.
Yeah, yeah, no
Forget
joke.
forget like careers, like marriage is hard.
Yeah.
So worth it, you know?
Marriage is like learning how to grill on a Weber kettle for the first time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, what
yeah.
what do I do? There's so many things I have to adjust. I'm not understanding this.
I scorched things a few times.
You're right. Right. Yeah, if you leave it
He
neglected,
undercooked things a few times.
yes, if you leave it neglected, you could totally just burn the heck out of it, you know?
Well, you know, it's funny that we're using a grilling analogy because I
Yeah.
usually I usually use grass actually because Greg and I we make jokes about it, but like we're about to hit 10 years of marriage in December. Um, hey, Savage Dad.
And
Um,
so real quick, let me interrupt that
yeah,
real quick. So, and anyone that does not know about our first live that we've done together, and this 10 years, I mean, it's been a rocky 10 years. It's not
yeah.
like it was oh, we're in love, we're young, we're just happy, whatever. You have separated for a while. You
We
did,
didn't even really technically separate.
well, not
I just moved
separate,
to a
but
different
you,
city.
yes, yeah, you were away. so so
I was very clear. This is not a separation.
yes, and it
I'm just
wasn't,
going to do this other job over here, and I got my own apartment.
right, and it wasn't a like a crazy weird thing like you needed to date other people. It wasn't anything like
No,
that. But
no,
the
because I was
fact that
broken.
it has not been right. It has not been the smoothest road. So
Mm-mm.
I wanted to just give that really quick history to anyone that's watching or going to watch. So go ahead.
Yeah.
And
So
10 years.
throughout these rocky 10 years and some of the lowest moments I've ever had in my life and some of the greatest highs I've ever had in my life, the biggest thing that we usually like to compare our marriage to is your yard. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is only green where you water
Where
it.
you water it.
And if you really care about it, you'll also like do some landscaping, plant some
Yep.
bushes, some flowers, things that come up at different times of the year. You know, like you really put your time and effort into it because that's
Uh,
how you have a healthy marriage. That's how you have
absolutely.
healthy relationships, whether it be a
Friendship.
husband and a wife
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. And it's not always easy to do. That's why relationships are so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, really, we're all individuals, and we're trying
Yeah,
to share our individuality with other people is rough sometimes.
it is. It is. And you
Because
know,
not
like
not a lot of people understand what's going on up here.
yeah, and it's funny because you know we're all human. We all tend to have very similar types of insecurities. So you'd
Right.
think that people wouldn't, you know, like I don't know, be more open and honest and understanding about all those things.
Uh-huh.
I think, and as we referenced earlier, mental health and dealing with that, so that I think that really, really affects people. And it's really interesting as I've got these new employees coming into the workplace that are younger and seeing where they are at mentally and in their lives. And kitchens tend to draw a lot of people with mental health issues and with drug addiction issues or past drug addiction issues and things like that. And so in general, I try to be very, very open with everybody about mental health awareness and understanding. Like if they're having a bad day, I want them to let us know that they're having a bad day when they arrive, so that we know that things might not be smooth and perfect. So we can kind of plan ahead for that.
Yeah.
It's okay. That happens. We sometimes have bad days.
Yeah, give them something to do that's maybe not having to deal with other people at that moment,
Yeah. But
that totally makes sense.
It's hard to do sometimes.
So we're closing in on like 9 minutes of this. So I want to say the after party that we've always had is going to continue on Instagram. So I'm hoping that you can enjoy join in with that for a little bit. I know.
Yeah.
Again, you're taking your time out of your busy schedule to
I set aside this evening for you.
Well, I am so honored. Like, honestly, the more and more you talk about how busy you are, I'm like, I don't even know why you're on here.
Well, I am all about, I really, really enjoy meeting people and making connections with people. And I'm not always the greatest because I get so busy and because I struggle with my own mental health on a regular basis. I don't always make these solid connections with people and keep nurturing them. And I'm trying to do better about that. And you and like Blazing Star and so many of these other people that are on here, like in the chat, like Savage Dad and like all these people, they've been consistently interacting with me and supporting me in ways that I never thought possible. And I feel I want to share myself with you. I want to give this time to you. And it makes me happy that I can do so and that you're actually interested in what's going on with me.
Right.
Because
really, you're a wonderful person. Like, I mean, I don't know you personally on a day-to-day basis, but you're not afraid to speak the truth. So I can already tell, you know what I mean? There's nothing too much, you're not like just some crazy different person like outside of this.
I'm flawed and just a normal person like everybody else.
Right. And you don't like, try to put on some persona like when you're on social media, like, yeah, I'm always this and I'm always that. So, okay. So with little bit of time left. So I want to ask you, so what I'm going to go through a day. So hear me out. Being a chef, loving food, having a passion for this stuff. And it doesn't have to be crazy. What's your favorite breakfast to have? If you could just like tomorrow, if we were like, I'm like, hey, I'm going to get you all 3 meals. So let's start with breakfast.
So I don't usually eat breakfast, but if we're splurging,
yes.
Biscuits and gravy.
Sausage gravy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really like to have like some sort of crispy hash brown with that I can throw into the gravy as well. And then sometimes I'll even like splurge and like get like some sort of like chicken fingers or like the chicken patties that come on the chicken biscuits and stuff, and then put that in the gravy with the sausage gravy and the biscuits, like the whole mix. Oh, I don't know why I was born in Michigan. I think that I was meant to be in the South.
You were meant to be in the South. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So now lunch. What will we have? What would you have for lunch?
I don't know. It depends. Maybe a cheeseburger. I'm a big fan of cheeseburgers. I've been a cheeseburger like fan since I was like a little kid.
Okay,
one of the first things I ever learned to cook was a cheeseburger.
What has to be on
it? Well, it depends on the day, but usually if I just want like a good old classic burger, I want cheese to be on there. I want lettuce, onion, pickles, and mayonnaise, and ketchup and mustard.
Really, all the mayonnaise, ketchup, and
I
mustard.
like all of it. So I like to put. I'm very picky. I actually take the time to put. I put the mayonnaise on the buns. I put them on nice on both sides, and then I do a smear of ketchup on both sides, and then I just do like a little like drizzle of mustard only on one side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Toppings on the top or the bottom.
Bottom if you want to
Don't
eat it right.
dare. It's not.
Okay,
It's not.
so check
Like
it
I
out.
said, they would
Hang
call
on,
it bottoms.
hang on. At my work, when I'm actually serving things to people, all the toppings go on top. However, at home, the way I like to eat it, I don't want it all to come off. So I actually will put, I'll dice my onions up, and I'll usually put them on the top, and then I'll put my my pickles and my lettuce on the bottom so that I can eat it without being messy, because I can't stand my hands being messy.
All right, if you like
Stop
soggy bottoms,
scowling
I
at
guess.
me.
If you like soggy bottoms, then whatever. That is why a hamburger bun, it's thicker on the top.
Listen, I like my pickles specifically on both sides because I'm obsessed with pickles, and my burger doesn't last long enough for it to ever get soggy. Like, how long does it take for you to eat a burger?
Not that long.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't take me very long to eat a cheeseburger, so like it never gets soggy. I don't like let it sit there and marinate.
Never mind. Okay. All
That's
right,
what sauce is for, though. Did you not hear about my sauce
okay.
layer on the bottom?
Still. Yeah, I heard. I did. So let me ask you. Okay. So with that burger, French fries or tater tots?
French fries.
Nice. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
I'm a French fry girl from the way back too.
Dinner.
Steak or lamb. I'm always down for lamb, but I don't necessarily. Yeah, steak is my go-to.
So a
steak and potatoes.
A New York strip or a ribeye?
Flat iron.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really buy New York strips. I don't tend to like the New York strips all that much. And then I like ribeye sometimes, but when it comes to like cooking at home and eating at home, like I don't know. I just don't enjoy it as much. I love the flat iron. I love the texture of it. I love how fast it is to cook.
Hey,
it's just amazing.
Some royalty. Oh, my bad. Royalty came in to say hello to the Miss Madeline.
Who's royalty? I like royalty.
Mr. Al Fragoni.
Oh, it is Al. Hi. I love Al.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
This guy's awesome. He's awesome. So he would be good to pick a brain or two for some menu options.
Yeah. I've got a whole slew of you guys now that I've befriended, and like I'm very excited about it. And I think that part of the next slew of videos that I'll start doing will be like menu development collaborations where I'm asking for ideas and stuff like that. So you can be part of that.
I missed this comment. Dude, that sounds good.
You want to hear about you want me to tell you the toppings on the famous burger that guy remembered from years ago?
Yes, that's right. Go ahead.
Okay.
We'll close with that. We'll close with that.
It was heritage bred pork. That was the burger.
Oh, wow.
It was not beef. It was all pork. And it was served with homemade apple butter, collard greens, and a fried egg.
Really?
Oh, it was amazing.
So that was your condiment, was the apple butter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were beer battered. They were beer braised collard greens. Ooh.
What?
Yeah, man, with bacon in it and stuff. So like it was just the whole thing. It was insane. It was apple butter on one side and jalapeno jelly on the bottom. Yeah, because we added we added that spicy element.
You had to have something to cut
the sweet.
She put the apple butter on the bottom. So whiskey and hardtack. So she is a owner of Whiskey and Hardtack is a beard oil beard product company, and she's a lot like you, very go-getter, goal-oriented, Nothing's gonna stop me just because I'm, whatever. So, and she's a really good friend, Holly. So, we had we still kind of do, but we have another YouTube channel, called "A Girl, a Guy in a Garage." Quite appropriate. So we would talk about food a lot. And so those are the kind of weird conversations that we would have about weird things, like grilled cheese, butter on both sides of the bread.
Yeah. Or
They just
mayonnaise.
right, but so there's this big controversy that butter only belongs on one side of the bread, the outside. I think it should go on the inside too because it also toasts the inside.
I think it's debatable. I
It
don't
it
think I
is,
have a big
and
enough
that's
opinion on it necessarily, but I don't think it'll toast the inside per se.
dude. I didn't even think about this. Carne asada fries to your menu. Check this out with
Oh,
Al Fragoni's chimichurri.
yeah.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh, that would
God.
be amazing. Ooh, like a chimichurri cheese sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Hey. So,
Mm.
all right, let's close this out.
Okay.
Where can we find you? Not you personally, but um like if we were wanting to eat where you are a chef at, where would we go?
Okay, so you're going to go to North Georgia in a town called Dahlonega, and Kaya Vineyards, Kaya. It's the big winery section. I'm not necessarily always over there. I'm usually my home base is at the resort, which is the Dahlonega Resort and Vineyard.
Nice.
Um, and that place, excuse me, that place has lodging as well as the restaurant, and we do like all the wine tastings and everything like that. And it's like we're right in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and it's stunning and breathtaking views. If you haven't seen any of the videos that I've taken on like our front porch and stuff like that, you need to go like look through my videos on TikTok because
Right.
it's worth it.
Okay. So, because honestly, hey, that burger, like even if I never make it to your restaurant, we have to get together and make that.
Okay.
Because
Listen,
honest to
if you
God,
guys even come into town at all, we'll have like a barbecue at my house and stuff. Like it's not
oh
going to just be like you come into my work and that's it.
yeah, without
Yeah.
a doubt,
Yeah. We got to do
without
the
a
whole 9
doubt.
yards.
All right, so let's start the after party. Give me a few minutes. Let me shut
Yeah.
down everything and then start everything back up, and
Cool.
then we'll be on the Instagrams. Yeah.
Yay.
All right, Madeline. I appreciate. I don't know. This might even be an ongoing thing. I really like our conversations. It actually went a lot faster than
It
I
goes
didn't
by
realize.
like that.
Yes, I really, honestly, I didn't realize that it has been the hour. Savage Dad says your TikTok is the best, so we could find you under the same name, the Blonde Chef, under TikTok, under Instagram, and wherever else you might be. After this or whatever. You're gonna start a podcast soon, that kind of
Yeah, I'm
stuff.
working
I
on my
hope.
YouTube. I'm just a little bit
Okay,
slower with the YouTube stuff.
right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna uh you're awesome. I'm really honored
You're awesome.
I'm honored to get to know you and to kind of chat with you off the scenes. It's just great. You're a great person, and we all appreciate all the things you do.
Well, thank you
Seriously,
so much. I really appreciate that a lot.
yeah. You should. I'm being totally honest and genuine. So I want to end this,
Okay.
and we're going to have some fun. Yeah.
I'll meet you on Instagram.
Okay. I'll see you.
Okay. Bye.
Have a good day.